Good afternoon. My name is Rexley Jim. I'm the Vice President of the Navajo Nation in charge of health and education on Navajo. I want to thank each and every one of you for your input that you have made on this delicate issue. Secretary Skandera, thank you for holding this hearing. It is now 4:54 in 2012. And yet we feel this tension in this meeting. When we should have been working together, that when we come into one room, if we're truly here for our children, we should be all feeling good and celebrating our accomplishments. The Navajo Nation strongly opposes the split of the Central Consolidated School District. It is not in the best interest of our children, of our schools, our communities, and our future. We are simply going back to the days of the Jim Crow era, before the Brown versus Board of Education, creating two fountains. And we begin to split school districts based on boundaries. This is the Navajo Nation, and this is non-Navajo Nation. And we simply oppose that. We are demonstrating through our actions that today, as adults, we are not able to sit down and work through our problems and offer workable solutions that is the best interest of our children. The Navajo Nation is entering this debate because the majority of the students, whether it's consolidated or whether it's split, the students are Navajo. But what's more of a main concern for the leadership of the Navajo Nation is when we create two school districts, we force our Navajo people, our children, to make a decision and say, that school across the borderland that's non-Navajo is better than what our own people are offering over here on the side of the river. To the Navajo Nation leadership, we have struggled for years to undo the colonized Navajo mind, to let them know that Navajos today are educated, that they can do things that is being taken care of in the greater community. When I was teaching with a degree in English from Princeton University, with a master's from the Breadlove School of English out of Middlebury College, having done research at Oxford University in England, when I entered the classroom, Navajo parents took students out and put them in white teachers' classrooms. And when you're a Navajo who is educated, have fought for what you have, and when that happens, your own people begin to do that to you, you have to commit yourself to saying, I'm going to change all of that. And so today we are here to say that we need to be better people, that we need to learn to work together, that we need to come to the table and find viable solutions that not only celebrate diversity, but honors for elders to have vowed for us to be at the table, to be part of an educational system where our beliefs, our culture, and languages are honored and respected. We are told parental involvement is limited. I agree. Were this to have taken place in Newcomb, more Navajo parents would have shown up. Were this to have taken place at Amarillo, more Navajo parents would have been there. We all should understand the economic situation and the prices of gas. And most of our Navajo parents cannot afford transportation, reliable vehicles to attend meetings like this. The very fact that this hearing is taking place here speaks to our misunderstanding, lack of understanding for the majority of the parents that make up Central Consolidated School. And as a Navajo Nation in Skandera, because the majority of the students are Navajos, we ask for formal consultation in government to government. Because this proposal directly and negatively impacts the Navajo Nation. As a Navajo Nation, we have been able to successfully work with area businesses and governments, whether it's negotiations of local power plants or mines, or working with local municipal governments. We always have striven to work together. Our belief is that working together not only provides the best solutions, but standing together builds a stronger and healthier nation, communities. Thank you.
Thank you. Please hold your applause. Excuse me, I apologize for interrupting. We're out of time, so I apologize for the 45-minute.
You started at 4:20. It's only 5 o'clock, so I have 5 minutes. I timed it when you guys started. Okay, 2 minutes is fine. Thank you. 2 minutes will do. Yeah, thank you. Secretary Skandera and the panel here, and members of the audience here. A few months ago, I got a call, and I was asked to be a part of this Children First group. And I asked some questions as to what their agenda is. And they told me that they would like to split the school and also have boundaries. And the boundaries at that time, I was informed, would be a south side of the river there, San Juan chapter, the Nahizah chapter, and also Upper Fruitland chapter communities. But as a month later, I received another document that stated that the new boundary would be north to the Ute Reservation, east to the west side of Farmington, and west to the Hogback Mountain, south to the San Juan River. The group did not have enough courage to write down the Navajo Nation. Rather, they said the San Juan River. To the north, they could say the Ute Reservation. And I knew that there was something wrong here. They called themselves Children First. Whose children are we talking about here? What children are we talking about here? I have been coaching and refereeing soccer for the past 10 years. And I had children who are Anglo, Navajo, and Hispanic on my team. And they were all my children on my team. I never thought one better than the other. But we played together as a team. And that's what I call a team. And that's what I call Children First. But to label the children on the south side that there's something wrong here. I've served my country well for 6 years, and I believe that in this country we have the freedom to do things, and one of them is our speeches. My father attended the West Point Military Academy and always taught us to work together, love each other in a family so we can do the same in society. I'm very concerned about our children on the south side, the Navajo kids who are being rejected. They ask me why. Why don't they want us? Why do they want to bus us all the way down to Shiprock? My daughter says, when are they going to tell us at the high school? When are they going to announce it over the intercom that they don't want us, that we're not invited to go to school there anymore? And there's a concern. This is what I call a nefarious behavior a racist attitude that is odious. Thank you.
Thank you. I do have some follow-up questions for Mr. So and or Mr. Melendez or whoever you would designate to answer. And this is the first question, and I asked it of Mr. Manning as well. So I am repeating it. Petitioners stated in their prospectus on page 4, and I quote, "The district boundaries under option A are aligned to the petition boundaries, while the boundaries under option B are aligned to the Kirkland Central High School attendance boundaries, which have been in effect for approximately 50 years. I invited Mr. Manning to examine paragraph 3 in the San Juan County Clerk's affidavit, which is Exhibit A of petitioner's prospectus. Here's my question. Given that there has never been a recommendation from the PED to create a new school district, and given that the San Juan County Clerk certified that, quote, based upon the boundaries described in the petition for the new school district, end quote, that you obtained 60% of the required votes that entitled you to bring your petition to the PED for approval, can I legally even consider option B in their prospectus, which is based upon a different and larger boundary for the district they seek to establish? Put differently, can they change the boundaries in their original petition without going through the county clerk's office for certification as required by law?
Madam Secretary, we believe that they cannot change in the middle of the stream. They have to go back to square one. And frankly, the is defective as presented to you now with option B.
Thank you. Another question. Don't the petitioners make a valid point in their prospectus that board members who come from their own community are more likely to be interested and become engaged in all the schools in their district?
You raise an interesting question, and it has been raised, and it creates a tension, which is what do we have when we have districted districts within the larger district? And so the short answer is that I believe board members do their very best to represent their constituents within the smaller district, but I have found through many, many years of experience that board members represent to the best of their ability the entire district and make decisions in that light. So now I have found that many parents call board members who reside outside their district because they're more accessible than others. So I'm not sure that there's a correlation between being elected from one district and permanent election.
Thank you. Another question. I found it quite critical, especially since my office received the district's costly buyout request. But isn't there much merit in the comment found on page 19 of the prospectus that states we need to put an end to musical chairs in the administrative ranks?
That position is an absolute correct statement. And it is my view, in working with the superintendent and this board, that a super effort is being made to achieve exactly that goal. But it is true, musical chairs should not be the norm.
And last, the Kirtland perspective speaks negatively about the recent step up in focus by Central Consolidated Schools of Navajo language immersion as opposed to greater focus on reading and math. Understanding that the Indian Education Act as well as federal law favors the retention of Native American languages and culture, which the PED supports, how does Central Consolidated Schools propose to increase the proficiency of all of its students in reading and math so that students have a better opportunity of reaping the benefits of a public education when they go to college or pursue other ambitions in which they would only benefit by having a solid educational foundation?